Hi, I'm Allison. Today we're going to be talking about 3 daily habits to build inner stability in uncertain times. I think that it is a really crucial thing to be able to come into a steadiness and a stability within ourselves at any given time because that's what gives us certainty. That's how we feel okay, grounded, centered, however words you want to put it. That's where we pull it into our power, which is our entire job here on earth, is to pull that back into our power. So if you have ever felt like the uncertainty of all the things around you, whether you're in the middle of a crisis or whether you're just in typical chronic stress from being alive and having responsibilities as an adult, if you've ever felt like you want to learn how to have some basics of internal stability within yourself and how to do that, then you're in the right place. So by the end of these 15 minutes, you're going to have 3 things that you can use any given time that will help you to come back to a state of I am stable, I am okay here, and these are just useful little tools that you can keep in your pocket. So I have been working with people for some time, for quite some time now, and it feels to me like everybody may have different situations of what they're working with, but it always ends up being the same type of feelings happening inside, the same type of chaos inside, or the same type of uncertainty, or I don't know what to do, or questioning or doubting, or like, how do I stand on my own 2 feet? How do I make myself feel anything? How do I really work with my mind? Everybody seems to have those same types of inner questioning that happens within them that makes them feel unstable. And I feel like there's not enough conversation out there on how this really looks. Like, what does it look like to be stable within yourself? And I think that the reason we have a hard time really integrating and like choosing these things as our stability and how we stand in ourselves, I think that's because the stuff I'm going to say isn't going to sound completely unfamiliar, but what happens all the time is that we hear it externally, like do this or do this, like we do affirmations, or we do you go exercise, or you eat well, or you talk to yourself in this way, or you do the things this way, and we hear it from the outside. We hear it from the outside, so it might be the right things, but we haven't learned how to bring it in and make it our own voice, and make it our own experience, and make it our own way of being and moving and living, because that takes really digging in and finding out how do we work with all the nuances of our inner world in order to create this stability. And it's not something that people are teaching enough of how do you create that within yourself? How do you build that within yourself? Let me draw this for you. Gotta get my marker that dropped. All right, so if you are here you are. A small body today. If you are here, your brain is always going to be moving. Your brain is always going to be like, what's the things that I need to do because of all this uncertainty all around me? This thing over here feels uncertain. This thing over here feels uncertain. This thing over here feels uncertain. And your brain, let's make your brain colorful. Your brain is like going on speed, like high speed dial. It's like, okay, go 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 go, all the uncertain things, we gotta figure them out, we gotta sort them, we gotta solve them, because your brain lives in stories, and it thinks that if it could solve all the things outside of you, then you would feel something inside, but you don't. That's not how it actually works. Like, oh, surprise, brain, sorry, that's not how it works. If you solve one thing over here, you may feel like a temporary relief, but it doesn't stay. It never sticks. So because your brain's whole job is to look. It's to look for the things that might be causing you danger, and to be like a radar system. Alert, 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 problems, problems, problems. That's uncertain. We don't know what to do with the things. And your body's job is to prepare yourself for it. So your body's job is to be like, okay, gear up, okay, armor up, okay, shut down, okay, we're gonna, the only way we know how to do it, we're gonna do it the way we've always done. And it does all these different nervous system types of responses and states in its body, in the body, in response to all of the messages coming from the brain in your subconscious. So what we want to do if we're going to create inner stability is that we have to step outside. We have to step outside of both the brain and the body. We have to be out here looking at ourselves with our higher mind, our deeper soul, true self. And we have to just observe, like, oh, I see my brain wanting to solve 100 different things. I see my body feeling like chaos is happening inside of it. I bet those things are probably connected. I see this happening. And then what we do is we go straight to the body. We go straight to the body, and that is the very first daily habit that I want you to start doing. And that is to check in. We learn to check in. We learn to check in with our body like, hey, body, I see you have some upsetness. There's something happening here. So what's going on? Let me listen to it. Where do I feel it? What does it feel like? Are you worried about something? What's the sensation? Where is the information manifesting in my physical body? It's a tangible way to come back to right where we are instead of being out there in all the uncertainty and the chaos that your brain wants to take you to. And the other thing that it does is it kind of like reroutes your brain for a second. So it takes your brain and it says, hold on, instead of looking at like all the things we don't know what to do with, why don't you look here? Look at my body. Okay, what do you see? Let's work together, brain. What do you see? Maybe I see that my heart feels like all this pressure on top of it, or my throat feels all like clogged up, or my stomach feels like it's all in knots. And you don't have to fix it, okay? We're just checking in. We're just learning how to listen, because your body really needs to be listened to. It really needs you to be in relationship with it for it to start to soften and start to have like a disconnect between just needing to jump to prepare for all of brain's information. When it starts to listen to you, it gives it a deeper, wiser voice to listen to. That's how we start feeling better in a moment. That's how we start feeling like, oh, I can actually do this first thing in the morning and prepare my body to be listened to by me before anybody else comes in here and has any say or and that my body has to respond to. I can actually do this at any point throughout the day when I'm being in response to uncertainty that's happening from somebody else. I can be like, oh, hold on, I'm going to check in with my body. I'm going to see what's happening here. So that's the first step. The second step is to map it. Mapping it is visualizing doing exactly what we're doing here. We're saying, hey, I see the stuff. I'm gonna write down the stuff I see. I'm gonna draw on a piece of paper a little stick figure, and I'm gonna say, oh, I'm feeling a lot of stuff right here in my body, and oh, it feels like a squiggle. It feels like duh. It's actually very therapeutic. I recommend it. It feels like this, or maybe it feels like this, and maybe I can see that it's because it's worried about this thing over here, and then it's worried about this thing, and we're just kind of graphing it. We're saying, oh, I'm going to put some spatial parameters on the information that currently feels like an overload inside of me. I'm actually going to show it to myself. Instead of it just being like, someone just like made a huge mess of my house inside of me, I'm going to say, wait a minute, let's sort this for a second. What are these things? Is that thing here mine? Or is it actually someone else's over there? Oh, this thing over here, is that thing mine, or is that someone over here? And we're going to make like separations and a sorting system that helps us map what are all the pieces. And again, we're still just looking at it. We're still just observing it. We're still just saying, oh, I see that. It's okay. I see it. I recognize it. Because what happens is when you say, my body is feeling all this stuff right here, my brain is saying all these things, this thing over here belongs to somebody else, this thing that happened was a thing that was a time and situation, and here's the details of it. You start to sort it out and separate it, and you get distance from it. All you need is 6 inches of distance between your brain giving you everything everywhere all at once to just saying, oh, here's actually the data. It's there, it's there, it's there, it's there, it's there. Here's my body. Here's what it's feeling. Oh, I see that. And you start to have a little bit of breathing room just by mapping it out. Okay, so that's the second thing that really starts to help you recognize what's yours, what's not yours, what the things are, so you start to have some option in what's going on inside. The third thing to do is to anchor yourself. Once you, that's messy. Once you see the things, you've checked in with your body, you've been the kind guardian of your nervous system, you've checked in on all the data, you've looked at it, you've said, oh yeah, it's because this is here and this is here and that's there and that's there and that's just, and here's the scribbling on my body and that's what I'm feeling. Then you get to say, what am I choosing? Where will I anchor myself? Instead of being in the middle of all this stuff, what's my anchor going to be? And for this, I highly recommend that you have one thing that you choose to think. So depending on what the situation is that you're feeling, you can have like let's say the situation is something chaotic is happening with your family or your household, and you can choose a sentence that sounds something like, I can be okay without fixing all this, or I'm safe even though this feels frustrating, or I trust myself in the decisions that I'm going to make. It could be anything, but it's kind of like an idea that you really want to hold to that feels accessible and also empowers you. So it's not something that's going to be like we're not trying to go real far out there in the things we're choosing to manifest. We're just going to anchor ourselves in our power and choose a few words with one idea that helps you anchor yourself in some kind of choice that you have for feeling, for thinking, for the way that you're going to hold your state of being, and you anchor yourself in that idea. If you want to get advanced, you add a movement to this. And one of the ways that you can do that is just to, like a really, really simple movement is to just pat your heart. Put your hand on your heart or pat your heart and be like, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. And when you speak the words, it gives you choice. So you've mapped out, this is what all the options were. That brain was thrown on top of me all the place. I see it. I'm letting it exist. And also, here's where I stand. Here's where I stand, me with my body. This is what we're doing. This is the kind of process that I do with my one-on-one clients. So if it feels like you don't exactly know how to jump into this yourself, or like you'd want to have somebody who has a lot of familiarity with this process, I highly recommend that you click the link in the description below and book a one-on-one call with me and learn all about my one-on-one mentorship program. It's a free call, and we can just find out if this is the direction that you want to go to really start to stand in a place of inner strength, of inner stability, of learning how to quickly, not in a couple months, not in a couple years, but quickly come back to a firm, assertive stance with your life. Like, learn how to stand in your power, because you are such a powerful person. And it's just practice. It's just practice and learning what are the pieces that I'm working with, and you haven't been taught this before. So going there by yourself is a little bit of a slower process. So if you want to work hand in hand, it's my favorite thing to do. Please go click the link, book yourself a call. I do only work with a few committed women at a time. So make sure that if you're like, I'm ready for this now, go do it now. All right. So remember, when you are feeling like things are all uncertain, you don't have a lot of internal stability, and you want to practice some habits daily, these are the habits. You're checking in, You're mapping the information and you're anchoring yourself. You're anchoring your body, your mind, your heart, all of it in this space of your power. Go back to this every single day, multiple times a day. Use it all the time. We have so many things on the channel like this. I like to draw stuff out so we can see it better with all my colors, and it's one of my favorite things to do. So if you found this helpful, you might want to go check out some other videos on this channel. You might be interested in the one that's titled How to Feel Your Needs When You've Forgotten That They Matter. That's a good one that a lot of us have experienced. And there are many more on here talking about the mind-body connection, talking about checking in, mapping, and anchoring. Like, we kind of go through all of that in many, many details in here, so I recommend checking them out. And if you want personalized support, don't forget to click the link below and book yourself a call to find out about my one-on-one mentorship program. I will be back for more support to help you navigate connecting your smart brain to your wise body so you can live happy, strong, and free.